don't think that we talked enough about this Hasan Piker situation in the last video. We kind of more talked about Mike from PA. And I think that he's probably more insane than Hasan, but Hasan's got a wider audience, a bigger audience. So, you know, he's a more important guy to talk about, especially when it comes to threatening people with a gun. What does Legal Mindset have to say about it? Somebody who actually knows something about law. What does he got to say with the perspective of a lawyer?
Twitch has a brand new Hasan problem, and this one could have huge repercussions, both legal and non-legal. We're going to get into that today. Of course, on the Legal Mindset, we teach you to be your own judge. I'm Andrew Esquire, American attorney, and I'm bringing you this fast
American attorney in Thailand, presumably because he is running away from credit card fraud. That's what I keep hearing from people. I don't know how true that is, but also I kind of don't care because the people who are telling me about this are the leftist freaks who don't like billionaires anyway, so why do they care about credit card fraud? It's just they always have the wrong take, every time.
Facts premiere, a quick and dirty version, while I'm once again on a short vacation in lovely Phuket, Thailand. So another hotel room, another place, but still bringing you the freshest news. So make sure you like this video if you like the fast facts versions. So let's get right into it. Twitch has always taken a preferential stance when it comes to enforcing its guidelines, or at least it, when looking at its terms of service, has not always applied those equally to all groups and people. And one of the people that gets the most criticism for this, and that many folks across the board have said is the really recipient of a lot of the benefit of the terms of service without the burden of punishment, has been one Hasan Piker. Now today there was an absolutely extreme incident which really points out the problem for Twitch in having this unequal enforcement involving Hasan, and how this can have legal...
Oh, it's gonna bite them in the ass eventually, especially when, like, we're just gathering evidence for cases, man. Eventually these people that Hasan is completely against and the people that he's making threats against, they're gonna all band together. All the people that keep getting banned while Hasan does worse shit and does not get banned. They're gonna sue Twitch.
Legal consequences, and this is involving him swinging around what appears to be, and that's the very key here legally and overall, what appears to be a weapon. So
yeah, I made the distinction with, like, it doesn't matter if it's real or fake. If you walk into a gas station and point a gun at somebody, whether it's real or fake, if it looks real, they're gonna think it's real and they're gonna freak the fuck out. Like, you cannot do that.
So let's take a look at the video, and of course this is video that I found over on X, which highlights this incident. So we'll take this clip here and give some commentary as we go.
It's time to crusade Iran and Gaza. Mamdani communists. Let's go to war against the left.
So so to give you some background here, it appears there's a chatter in his chat who is made a bunch of comments. Obviously, these are comments that are not fitting with the vibe in the crowd of Hasan's chat. Obviously, for any of this, he would have...
Yeah, and that guy is fucking insane, by the way. Probably not as insane as Hasan. Definitely not as insane as Mike from PA.
The ability to block and or ban this person. Of course, every single content creator retains the right to ban people out of their chat for whatever reason. Some people are more permissive, some people are more restrictive. That's really up to the creators on their platform. If they choose to ban people for anything, that's up to them. We wouldn't be here today if this was just a block and ban incident, which, once again, I think there was plenty of grounds for him as a creator saying, hey, I don't want this person here. And some of this language was even pretty extreme, saying, hang Hasan for treason.
Yeah, literally, bring it up and just be like, nope, we ain't having none of this, and then block them. And then say, everybody who says this kind of stuff is getting banned. That's all he had to do. But no, he straight up had to threaten them and go dox them, and he doxed the wrong fucking guy.
Yeah, that's pretty extreme. And you know what? Blocking and banning someone for that would be called for. If someone came into my chat or anybody else's chat and said that about that creator, yeah, they would probably catch a ban. They would probably catch a block and a ban, and possibly a report, a broader report. But the response that Hasan gives here is not proportional nor appropriate to these comments. Let's play this.
Yeah, dude says an opinion like, I think you need to be hanged. And then Hasan is like, oh yeah, you think I need to be hanged? Well, I think I'm gonna kill you. That's fucking insane. Fucking insane.
In our sincerity and actually delivering for the very working people who've been left behind by our
So let's be clear. He's gone and retrieved what appears to be a pistol. Now, many people have pointed out it could be airsoft or it is airsoft or whatever else. The key here is that it appears to be a real weapon. I'll also note, as someone who played airsoft for like 8-9 years as a kid, I had MP5s, I had pistols, I had a sniper rifle, even an airsoft sniper rifle. You're supposed to have an orange tip or a marker on the end of an airsoft. That would be not a typical airsoft to lack that marker or remove that orange tip, even though, of course, some people do that. Some people make it more realistic. But the key here, and this is a key that is not just in analyzing this for Twitch terms of service, but also broader for the law, is that you can make a physical threat. You can make a threat or try to intimidate somebody with even a fake weapon, with a fake knife, with a fake gun, with a fake bomb. If you were going to try to hijack a plane and you attempted that with a fake gun, it would not be material in terms of your defense. You would not be able to say, oh, but, well, it was fake, so I couldn't do it all along. You know, when you get caught and arrested and thrown in jail, you don't get off because, oh, it was fake. No, you would lead a reasonable person to believe.
I can tell you that I think that Dan Clancy is getting off. Am I right? Ho-ho!
That was real, and a reasonable person could have fear of that knife, gun, bomb, whatever, despite the fact that it's not objectively real. So that's a defense a lot of people brought up, and I don't think that stands up. Let's continue here.
politics compared with what President Trump has been able to do. You know, over the same period of time that I've been running, has been tell him the last person who couldn't get my name right, we defeated them, and that's what it's going to.
And like, I can get, you know, an offhand threat, just be like, oh yeah, you're gonna come and try and hang me? Well, good luck with that. I've got a gun. Like, I can see him doing that, but just how long he does it, how long he's got the gun out. Like, are you a serious, man? Bro, give me a fucking break.
To look like again.
Okay, fair enough.
Once again, brandishing the weapon, flaring it around. Obviously, there's a point to this. Obviously, there's an individual who this is directed at. You know, this is something that's not really ambiguous in the general intention.
As you may.
Yeah, bro thinks that he's a gangster. Bro thinks that he is, like, a terrorist king. Because this is what people in gangs, people in terrorist organizations do. They wave around guns and make threats. And they crash out and act fucking stupid over nothing. Because they're emotional and retarded.
Oh, you found his account?
Today, I will show you 3 ways you can use your smart.
So here's another crazy thing about the doxing. So now that you've paired, so you've linked up brandishing a weapon, what appears to be a real weapon, whether or not it is, whether it's an airsoft or whether it's fake. You've paired up brandishing a weapon with doxing, which is.
I hope this Apex crypto guy, the guy that he got the wrong guy doxed, I hope that guy finds out about this and sues Hasan. That'd be fucking incredible if that happened.
Is revealing their private information, which, by the way, in certain jurisdictions, in certain places in the world, is illegal. So you've done 2 things, which are.
I mean, even if it's not illegal, it is against Twitch TOS. Like, give me a fucking break, Twitch. What the fuck are you doing here?
Are potentially illegal. There's the brandishing, the threats, the intimidation, and then you've got the doxing, right? So you've got 2 separate things you're now doing together.
All of these things are against Twitch TOS. Is he gonna get banned? No. Unless somebody sues him. Maybe this crypto guy will sue him. I hope so, man. I hope so. That'd be fucking amazing.
So that this is combining to make it even worse.
Wait, this is the guy?
First thing we want to do is download the U2 VPN app, which we can do through the first link in the description.
Fuck are you gonna do, bro?
And of course, I do like the pop up there, just explaining that this is clearly against their TOS. This is something that is not, holistically, both the doxing and the threatening.
Look, whoa, hold on, just a second. You see what Hasan, what one of his chatters said? White boy. Like, these people, they're all racist against white people. Even the white people that are, like, in Hasan's circle, they're racist against white people. And, of course, they are the lesser of the inner circle. Like, iDubbbz and iDubbbz's wife. Or Anissa and Anissa's husband, if you'd rather me call them by those names. They are the lesser of the Hasan orbiters. And they're racist against white people. And they're white! They're all fucking morons!
Is, of course, against the Twitch terms of service, right?
Write a petition? Let's do a crusade, he says. Let's do a fucking crusade, he says. Let's hang Hasan and Mamdani for treason, he says. The fuck are you gonna do?
That would imply that we're gonna have a trial and find you guilty. That's not us just like coming to lynch you. Hang you for treason. The Crusades, that's like, seriously, come on, man. It's not even a threat. It's an opinion. And it's not even gonna happen. But you, sir, are making death threats. Even if they're not gonna happen, it's still what you did. Like, come on. Like, he would even do anything anyway. Even if he did come face to face with somebody. He's not gonna do anything. Hasan's a huge fucking pussy. They all just pretend.
Go on a fishing expedition? Try to fucking put malware in my phone? Is that what you're gonna do? You skinny bitch.
And to be clear, nothing that Hasan said would be necessarily impermissible. He could say all those things. He could call them, I believe his technical word was a skinny bitch, all he wants. That would have been perfectly fine. He could yell at this guy the whole night, scream at this guy the whole night. The problem was the weapon combined with the doxing, right? All the other stuff he could do. That's his show. He can run it how he wants. That wouldn't necessarily be against TOS to just yell at the guy the whole night and make...
Except it is. It is. I mean... Tectone got banned for calling a fat bitch. Or just fat, I don't know. And he got banned for calling a prostitute a whore. So I think Hasan should get banned for calling this guy a skinny bitch. You know? Because you can't make fun of people on Twitch. That's a bannable offense.
Make fun of the guy, that's fine. Do it your way, not what we do on my channel. But hey, he can do it on his channel all he wants. But with that, you open yourself up to a bunch of problems. And Twitch is opened up to a bunch of problems because now they've got to decide what they're going to do with Hasan. And in the past, they've only given him slaps on the wrist.
Not even that. They weren't even slaps on the wrist. They were like slapping him with one of those bracelets that wrap around your wrist, you know, those metal bracelets. That's what they slapped him with.
That is, they've given him 1 day or 24-hour bans, or sometimes
with pretty flowers painted all over it.
12-hour bans. And that's been all they've done with him. But now we've got a serious problem.
Yeah, banning him on his day off. That's what they're known to do.
Because we've got a situation in which if he is not banned for this, this opens up this behavior for others. So it opens up this behavior, these threats for other people, which can bring on what appears to be real weapons, knives, bombs, and dox people, threaten them. And here's the problem for Twitch.
Yeah, they've got multiple people doing this. Multiple people. Like, the entire Hasan inner circle does this. They all dox people.
They open themselves up for not just losing advertisers, which is a big non-legal issue, not just looking bad as a brand, because obviously nobody wants to be the platform in which people are openly brandishing weapons and threatening others and doxing them. That's not good for a platform. But you open yourself up to illegal consequences as well. Now, obviously, many people know the breach of contract route. And there are arguments in terms of breaching the contract between the creator and the platform in terms of banning somebody for one type of behavior, whereas you don't ban somebody for another. So you don't ban Hasan for this, but let's say another creator is banned for this. well, there might be a cause of action open up there. Now, there's a lot of challenges with that. That's a difficult one. But one that's even more interesting and one that is really untested, and in fact, there may be many people looking to test this, is a consumer type action under a private right of action. Every state.
Oh, fuck, man. I don't even know what this is. What is he talking about here? See, this is why I go to people like Legal Mindset. Because they know about some stuff that you could do legally that nobody's even thinking about.
Has their consumer laws, and those laws are sometimes very, very strong. And one thing they protect against is unfair and deceptive practices. And it indeed is a very strong case to say it is an unfair and deceptive practice to benefit some people while punishing others. Because this bias, this, for example, Hasan bias, is not disclosed anywhere. It's not given.
I wouldn't even call it the Hasan bias. I'd call it the pro-terrorism bias.
Out in the terms of service. When you read the terms of service, nowhere does it say everyone will be punished except for Hasan Piker. Everyone will be banned except for Hasan Piker. Or, for example, if you want to be more broad, everyone will be banned except people who share Hasan Piker's political beliefs or affiliations or associations. If that was disclosed publicly...
Yeah, I'm pretty sure a bunch of social media platforms got in trouble for this, by the way. Like Facebook, like Twitter, like they got in trouble for promoting one side of the aisle and not the other, and was like actively banning the other side. You cannot do that in an open platform that is supposed to be open to everyone. Like, sure, you can curate a kind of vibe if you want, but if you say you're going to be one way and you're not that way, well, you're kind of fucked. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, maybe not next week, but eventually it's all going to come back to bite them in the ass. Especially as culture changes and they still are like doing all this crazy shit, because the culture has changed. Like, we can call people terrorist supporting retards now, and before we couldn't do that. Just a couple years ago, during the COVID times. We're out of the COVID times now. We're tired of this shit. We will have no more. We're going back to normal. We want normal things again. So stop it. Enough of it. Enough of this. I'm tired of these disgusting streamers ruining everything for everybody. If they don't stop, if we don't put a stop to this, then everyone's going to be punished. Not just the Hasan inner circle. Twitch is going to be completely gutted.
Publicly, then fair dues, then you can do what you're trying to do. Of course, advertisers may have an issue with that, but legally it wouldn't be as deceptive. But now you're deceiving the consumer, both the people that are consuming the content, that are expecting that their favorite content creators will not be banned, and then seeing them get banned, and deceiving the creators themselves by lulling them into a belief that they can stream on your platform safely and do what they want, just like Hasan. But then they're ultimately punished. And they're punished for a much longer period of time. They're losing a much larger slice of revenue, memberships, subscriptions, etc., affiliate deals than Hasan. So you're able to point to that and say, I have damages because I am being banned for 7x, 10x, 30x, way longer than Hasan. And I can bring this private cause of action for an unfair and deceptive practice on the part of Twitch. And there's a lot of folks that may be opened up for that. So looking at this, real big problem, and would be even a bigger problem if there was a real incident where somebody got into an altercation where there was a threat made like Hasan, and then somebody responded with force. We saw the case of Sin City Manny in Las Vegas, the streamer that responded to taunting and threats of other streamers. People are not beyond responding with violence, particularly in America. That is something in 2025, that's something that could happen, and God forbid that do happen, would be the absolute end of Twitch as a platform. What do I see them doing? They've got to do something against Hasan. Hopefully they give him a longer term ban, more than just 24 hours. But unfortunately, Twitch has been known to be very light on its favorite golden boy. But let me know in the comments below what you think about the whole situation. And what do you think?
You want to know what I think? I think that nothing's going to be done and everything's going to keep getting worse and worse and worse until it gets put in front of Donald Trump. Maybe Donald Trump will do something about it because people are going to bring up the fact that there's actual terrorist supporters on Twitch. Twitch is an actual terrorist supporting platform. And I feel like everybody is at war with Twitch right now. Even people who are at Twitch. It's like the entire internet versus Twitch. And the movement's just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And something's got to give, man. They're going to break under the pressure eventually. We just got to keep talking about it. Got to keep making it worse. Because eventually, there will be some kind of news publication be like, why is everybody talking about this guy, Hasan Piker? And then they'll show a bunch of shit and they'll be like, oh, this dude's an actual terrorist supporter.